बिजनेस पर।
नमस्कार, ज़ी बिजनेस की खास पेशकश में स्वागत है आपका। मैं हूं पूर्णिमा और हम मौजूद हैं आईमा नेशनल कंपटीशन फॉर यंग मैनेजर्स में, जहां चुनी जानी है देश की बेस्ट कॉर्पोरेट टीम और बेस्ट यंग मैनेजर्स। देश भर से 210 टीमों ने इस कंपटीशन में हिस्सा लिया है और उसमें से महज 8 टीमें ही फाइनल राउंड तक पहुंच पाई हैं। बेहतरीन मैनेजर्स की तलाश में कई अहम मायने हैं जिन पर इन टीम्स को खरा उतरना होगा। तो आइए देखते हैं कैसे खुद को दूसरों से बेहतर साबित करने में जुटी हैं ये कॉर्पोरेट टीम्स।
Why should any one of us give an idea? What is the source of motivation behind the idea? Here we realize the importance of culture. We need to inculcate that kind of culture. We conducted a study wherein we went for focus group discussions, interviews and questionnaires. 457 people were involved across 6 different industries, wherein 351 were individuals, 69 were middle level managers and 37 were senior management. Let us see what they feel about the same. 82% people believe that improvement with respect to self is must if you want to be a driving force. 84% people believe that for a success of project, teamwork is essential. Source of motivation, challenge, 56%. 3% believe that grapevine is somewhat reliable.
We have a change, we respond to a change, take a decision, plan for an action and execute it. Timely and effective decision making calls for flexibility. This is what you and me know as being nimble-footed. At the same time, proper execution calls for rigidity. Strong planning and processes in place. India Inc. needs to look at getting this mix of flexibility and rigidity right. But let's not forget that stakeholders are the heart of any execution. Reorganization can create an air of insecurity in the company, which can lead to employee demotivation and loss of productivity.
Of course, coming from the IT fraternity, we can vouch that reorganization with the proper employee buy-in will immediately result in huge attrition, giving rise to losses and the perceived benefits.
True, but reorganization can be successful if there is proper stakeholder buy-in, and this is possible through communication at the right time and through the right channel. So friends, we believe the challenge for reorganization is to get the rigidity versus flexibility equation right without compromising on stakeholder buy-in.
Challenge in organizations very often is that when you're driving performance culture, right, in a way it appears contradictory, because by your own submission you're saying that one out of 3,000 ideas succeed. Have you come across any practices that organizations put in their performance management system so that they're able to keep a performance culture where zero tolerance towards achievement of targets is the norm, versus innovation where you require a very high degree of flexibility, freedom, space to innovate, etc. So have you studied any organization or their HR practices where this can be, this is incubated, this is encouraged?
For example, when we went through this whole culture thing with respect to our company, now RBEI is a software solution provider, and investment in innovation per se for RBEI is not money, but it's more time. So for us, when we have projects that require kind of innovation, then we ensure that it's not a kind of business model where everybody gets billed to the customer, but there is a certain deficit that's only working to try and spend more time in trying to explore alternative ideas, alternative design.
What do you think are the 2 or 3 transformations that the Indian software industry has to do to move to the next level?
Today when we are working for a company, the thing which comes to our mind is salary, maybe my performance, my growth. But had I been an individual who was an entrepreneur starting something new, it would be the challenge, the risk, the passion that yes, I should do it. Now this is the passion which should come in every employee within the industry, which is not happening. So I feel industries at the top management starting should try and see that everywhere up to the down level, whatever little bit we are doing, we should do it passionately, and I'm sure it would surely work out. That is what is lacking in India.
We should have a courage to destroy our own achievements, to destroy our own innovations, so that we may carve for a new thing. And we should not become prisoners of our own dilemma, prisoners of our own success. This is called the process of creative destruction. That is what Intel follows. Immediately when it introduces a product into a market, it discards the same. so that they may work towards a better one. And that is how we know Intel continues to be a market leader into its segment.
We should diversify not for the sake of diversification alone. We should seek certain particular opportunities and tap into it. How do we support new initiatives which have a margin of 10% when your company has a margin of 20? We need to arrive at a trade-off between short-term economics and long-term strategy, though this may not be mutually exclusive all the time.
Every good, or rather every well-designed restructuring program takes into account all its deserving stakeholders, most importantly the employees. So if that is the case, then it's important that we prudently address the question, what's in it for me, across the organizational pyramid. That will put to rest many of the apprehensions, confusion which arises in the minds of the employees when the companies many a time embark on restructuring. Settling down, that needs to be integral part of the restructuring plan, so that we are better able to evolve as an amalgamated organization post such initiatives. Now, having appreciated the different aspects of restructuring, it's equally important to question, can we reposition, reorganize ourselves to derive better value both in terms of organization and business at large?
You know, in what measure on innovation, if you can choose one measure and then compare the three and tell therefore on that measure how does TCS compare with Infosys and Wipro?
Okay.
In your industry, what will be the measure?
Sure.
And how will you compare across the three?
Just to tell you that in innovation as a whole, I mean, it's good to share that we have been ranked the number one in innovation by the Wall Street Journal only last month. Now, why we are so? The important parameters that we feel that we are good at is that we are not only talking about technology or product innovation, we are talking about business innovation. We are, like being a Tata Group, we are guided by the governance model of TBM, the Tata Business Excellence Model. So if you see the strategic priorities there, one of the strategic priorities is business innovation, which involves technology, product, process, and the customer innovation part of it. I think that is the major differentiator in terms of specifics in TCS.
Okay. For example, I know of sectors where they want to move into rural areas. In fact, they see that as much larger business. So, isn't some of the recommendations that you give, to which sectors they won't be very relevant at this point in time? Have you studied that, and can you give me an answer for that?
What we studied is, especially when we studied the restructuring cases, reorganization, and even innovation at a large, not only for India, because for innovation we also took some examples which are like globally acclaimed innovative companies. What we feel is everything is relevant, but the degree changes. And as you said, sir, like with the current situation, the degree only changes. For example, when we see a manufacturing and automation or on that kind of sector, innovation is important, but the focus is a bit different. And even restructuring and reorganization currently has a much higher priority.
यंग मैनेजर्स की तलाश में फिलहाल वक्त है एक छोटे से ब्रेक का। फौरन हाजिर होते हैं, देखते रहिए जी बिजनेस।
ये किस प्यारी हिफाजत में हो बेफिक्री की हालत है यारो, बड़ी मजबूत बाहों में हो सूरज की हरारत।
बजाज अलियांस पे सौंपकर जियो निडर, जियो बेफिक्र।
हमारे प्रधानमंत्री को जिस LTTE ने मारा, वो लोग भी मुसलमान नहीं, हर आतंकवादी मुसलमान नहीं है।
मोस्ट हार्ड हिटिंग हिट ऑफ द ईयर। Relax, your Royale walls now come with Teflon Surface Protector, because what's beautiful should stay beautiful.
भूख से पगला गए? New Britannia Nutri Choice, loaded with 5-grain goodness. भूख भगाओ, कुछ हेल्दी खाओ। Britannia Nutri Choice.